Why is networking so important? The more genuine connections you make, the more potential for personal and business growth. This means more opportunities to build your business by leading with a giving mindset. Effective networking can be a win-win when you do it the right way, but it's not always easy. I'm here to help you get the most out of your networking effort so you too can always be connecting. Hello everyone, I'm Raghu Sundara and welcome to Real Talk with Raghu, the show that's built around a coffee talk. So I'm the guy that always meets up with people for coffee, and when it comes to networking, I started my Always Be Connecting business coaching model earlier this year after being in insurance and working all of these different chambers of commerce and networking referral groups for years. I finally said, let's just start a business coaching business when it comes to networking, and I called it Always Be Connecting. And I've been doing a lot of coffee meetups, and I figured, why not turn that into a podcast? But it's a coffee meetup. So my first guest is somebody that he's actually my first Always Be Connecting client, and I'm really, really excited to have him on the show today as my first guest, Dr. Hector Martinez from Modern Health, who I met earlier this year. Welcome to the show, Hector.
Thanks so much, Raghu. I'm excited for your show. Excited to be here, and we'll see how it goes.
Sound nervous there? No.
Doing good.
So I always start out with this, and your story. Who is Hector Martinez? I know you're a chiropractor, but that's what you do.
Yeah.
Who's the guy behind the business?
That's always a tough question. I think you get asked that quite often. I always have a hard time answering that one. I mean, definitely the business is a big part of who I am, because it does. There's a lot of time involved with that, but I'm also a dad. I'm also, involved with my kids as much as I can. I think, we work hard, and I make sure I'm there. I make sure I'm home. I make sure I'm there for bats and, reading time and things like that. I'm also really big into working out. We're currently training for a 5K with a few friends.
Oh, nice.
So I'm also a runner as well.
Very cool.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I know you helped out runners when it comes to
we do.
Taping.
Yep, we've done some kinesio taping. We obviously we adjust them. We could adjust your feet, things like that. So
that's very cool.
One of my favorite groups to work with, I would say. Yeah.
One of our common friends, Steve, came to you before the marathon and got himself taped up. I saw that on Facebook. You posted it, or I think
you did post it. Yeah. Yeah, that was fun.
It's so cool.
That's his new toned legs or something.
And I love it when we utilize each other for things we're going to do anyway. Goes into my whole philosophy of always keeping business within your own network, right? Everything we do can be done through our network, and I love that. And that's actually how we met too when it came to networking, and you reaching out to me. So. How did we met on LinkedIn? I think you reached out to me.
I think
of all places, not even ground networking.
No, I think I pretty much just stalked you. I think I saw you posting something on LinkedIn, and I said, "Hey, that sounds interesting." And I think we had a Zoom meeting, and that's how we first met, was on Zoom. And then I think we just ended up talking after that, and I liked a lot of what you said, and I think we. You have had a lot of things in common, and I think that's when we started working together, right?
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And you're my first client, and I know you came to me inquiring about how can I help you be the live version of LinkedIn.
Yeah.
But what we found was that we became really good friends.
Yeah.
We had a lot of stuff in common. We're both business owners in the local community, and we both care about our community. We both care about our families and friends. And we also both grew up in the area. We're both local here, and so I used to run cross country, and I don't run anymore. So I'm not going to be running any 5Ks anytime soon. I'll walk one, but it's so great to have you on here. And as far as challenges through COVID, I know I met you, earlier this year, but we're a part of the same. The same chamber of commerce, which is the Schaumburg Business Association, and you actually joined before I did,
Yeah.
but I didn't meet you there because COVID hit March of 2020,
Right.
and then you had to do something different with your business. And why don't you talk about that a little bit? About how did COVID affect your business?
It was definitely a scary time. I think a lot of unknowns. My wife was pregnant at the time, and we some chiropractors were actually just closing their office, and we decided to just go part time. I was working like 2 or 3 days a week. Definitely hard times. I think we were barely making the bills and or covering our bills and things like that. I think I learned a lot. I think we started to focus more on our current clients and just kind of servicing them in different ways, and what other services could we offer and things like that. But it was definitely a difficult time overall, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you come across, or do you know? I mean, I know the chiropractor community is tight.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know anybody who didn't make it through COVID as far as their business?
I think a lot of places closed down. A lot of
Yeah.
places went out of business. I think, not trying to be political here, but the state was very restrictive compared to other states, and a lot of people just like left the state. I have a good group of chiropractor friends that we became even closer, and there was different loans out there was different grants out there, and I was able to kind of access those. And really, a big part of the reason why I knew about those was like through my network and things like that. And I kind of found that it was good that I had that network already, even though once I started working with you, I think my network grew, and I'm appreciative of that. But having the group of friends and having access to the current network actually made a big difference for us, because I think I think it's very likely we would have gotten out of business too pretty easily, because we were just I think when it started, we were like 2 years in or so into business, and my lease was running out, so we were trying to find a building to move to, and we just actually moved about 1.5 years ago, right kind of like towards the tail end of COVID. So it was pretty rough time, I would say.
Yeah.
But
You talked about your network a lot, and not everyone talks about or includes their competitors or their peers in their network. And you always talk about it. And I always think about abundance mindset. I always talk about that and think about that.
Mm-hmm.
And how have they helped you?
Mindset's big, I think. I think definitely it's not easy being a business owner, and I think there's a lot of pressures on us overall. And I think there's, mindset involved with, your business and, your family, your health, and taking care of yourself and things like that. I think there were some big influences with that. And, it definitely helped a lot with just having different thought processes about how the office could run, about how we could service patients, and just having any troubleshooting and anything like that. Just having someone to talk to has made a big deal. Some of them actually are my chiropractors. I have 2 friends that are my chiropractors as well that we're really close with. So it's been kind of awesome to, definitely through COVID, there's been I've been more closer to them, I think.
It's so great.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I think if more people thought about it and had that type of mindset, I think they'd have more people to lean on and give stuff to and get stuff from. Give and take. We always talk about that. And, I think that it helps you grow your business the right way.
Oh, yeah.
And so I know you do a lot of, you get a lot of business through Google and internet. And, how have you changed your approach on how you grow your business over the last even 6 months?
We're always focusing on, I think chiropractic is, you could definitely grow from inside out. So what I mean by that is how your office runs. You could get referrals, you could get through your network and things like that, you could get people to see you. But if you don't deliver the goods, if you don't give good treatment, if you don't explain things well, if you don't handle their insurance well, it could kind of all fall apart. So I think we definitely focus a lot on what we're doing in the office, and we're always auditing our processes and things like that. And I think in the last 6 months, we definitely have had a huge focus on that. And I think we've definitely seen more referrals, better retention with clients, and people actually finishing treatment plans so that they get better. I think that's definitely what we've seen as a bigger, because sometimes for whatever reason people may not complete their treatment plan, and I found that as we focus on our processes in the office and the office runs better, it's less stress on me. We could just have more fun with people, get people better and things like that, and I think it's definitely paid off overall with the business.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
As far as what do you do differently than other chiropractors? I know there's a couple of different things on your approach that you're a little different.
So I think I work with several other chiropractors, like old school chiropractors they're called, and there's just so many ways to do chiropractic, and I learned through just working with them so many different ways to do an adjustment, so that I could have someone that, let's say they're nervous about getting a cracking style adjustment. We have other tools we could use. And I think what we are really good at is, making people comfortable and letting them know, okay, there's other ways we could help you. We don't necessarily always have to do a cracking style adjustment. In some cases, we could see somebody, we may not even do chiropractic, and we could still get them better. So I think that's definitely a big strength of ours, I would say.
Yeah.
And, I think for us, it's important that we help people as much as we can. And really, if I feel like I can't help you, we'll let you know. We'll tell you. We'll refer you out if necessary. Or, sometimes we'll work with someone else in the community, other medical doctors, massage therapists, and having that network again that, we've continued to grow and that you've helped me has definitely been helpful having that for our patients. And I think it feels good because patients, they're still getting help, even though they're not necessarily getting help by you. You're still servicing them, and I think in the end, that definitely comes back to you.
Yeah.
So
I love your approach of even when you're not able to help them, you still get them into somebody who can take care of them. Essentially, they're in good hands with somebody else, and you don't let the ball hit the ground. You make sure somebody else picks it up, and somebody you can trust, obviously.
Right.
And because you've already vetted them, you already know their process. What's this turning the baby approach that you have?
So we work on pregnancy. We specialize in pregnancy. It's one of our certifications that we have. And a lot of times when pregnant moms come in, kind of the later stages of the pregnancy, the baby may not be turned right, and it's not optimal for delivery. So through chiropractic, through just basically allowing the baby to have more room to move around, we are able to do different adjustments to help restore some of that alignment. And then also, oftentimes the baby often turns. I mean, we've had patients that come in, they're about ready to, have a C-section or a surgery, and they come in after one adjustment, and then the baby turns. So it's been pretty cool kind of seeing that. I'll be honest, when I first started doing it, I was like, well, is this really going to work? And then over the last probably six and a half years, I mean, we've had a lot of evidence and a lot of moms that actually baby turns, which has been pretty cool.
Before you got into chiropractic, did you ever know about that aspect?
About the turning the babies? I worked a lot on you mean before I became a chiropractor?
Correct,
in general?
Yeah.
No, I had no idea.
No, so okay.
Yeah.
I would never think that. I think most people don't know about it. When I tell people about your aspect of that, about the aspect of what you do, they're like, "What?"
Yeah.
And so I thought, like, wow, I didn't think that was a common thing or a common knowledge.
Right.
So, and obviously you're talking about how you're different, and as far as from other offices and other practices, but as far as motivation, that's always different between offices and people as well.
Yeah.
What gets you up every morning to go out there and work hard for your clients every day?
I think that's changed as you get older. I think COVID affected a lot of things. I think just being able to show up at your best for your patients and your clients, because again, I feel like you have to be able to deliver the goods, and I think that's definitely a big motivator. Just being able to be at my best, being healthy enough to do the job and things like that. I definitely enjoy what I do. I definitely enjoy problem solving and things like that. So I think it's just fun for me, when I'm in the office. So I would say it's a fun thing to do. I think family's big, so I think just kind of being a good example for them, being a good example for my kids, I think that's definitely a big deal for me. So like I said, I try to be present there when I'm with them and things like that. And I think, my life definitely works in a way so that I'm available to them overall.
Yeah. And speaking of setting being a good example, leading by example.
Yeah.
You do a lot of things in the community. One of the things that I've always admired about you is these benevolence campaigns that you do. I've seen them here and there, but I've never seen anybody do them like you do in the community. Why don't you talk a little bit about the things that you've done, even just this year? I know you've gone to some coffee shops and donut shops, but where did that start? And tell us some more about it.
I think because of COVID, I mean, like I said, we almost went out of business, and I think we work hard. I think we were a little lucky as well, and I just kind of feel blessed. And it was just kind of something that with a group of chiropractors that I speak with or work with, we just kind of brainstorm, and then that's kind of where it came about.
Yeah. I think it's always great to pay it forward, and I think that you're in the capacity to do that, and why not support the local businesses like you have? And so thank you for doing things like that and being a leader. I know I've benefited. I've joined on some of those with you and other people that we know that we've met. Common friends have done that as well. The weight loss, you mentioned that earlier. Did you start that this year? When did that initiative start as far as your workouts and things like that?
Early this year, I would say. I definitely started getting a little more focused, probably like right when you and I met, actually. I think I lost like maybe 35 pounds or something like that. So, and then one of my goals was to be able to run a 5K without like getting injured at a certain pace. So I think I'll be able to finish the 5K, so I'm happy about that. I don't know if I'll get a time I want, but as long as I'm healthy and I'm out there, I think that's all that matters. But it's been definitely a lot of fun, a lot of big changes, a lot of cardio, definitely, reducing the food I eat and things like that. That's been a big change. I think it's probably the most consistent I've been overall in my lifetime, I guess, in the lifetime of Hector with the eating and the working out and all that. So,
well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
As far as what you've done, since you started your business, how long have you been in business, for example?
It's gonna be. We just hit over 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah,
oh,
5 years and a couple months. Thanks.
That's
so just
awesome.
I think in October. I don't know what month it was right now. November. So it was last month.
Yeah.
We hit.
And so I know your office is in Hoffman Estates.
Right.
And where did you grow up?
Locally here in Palatine.
Oh, Palatine.
I went to Palatine High School.
Okay, so you're a pirate.
I'm a pirate. Yeah. And then I went to Harper College as well.
Harper, you kept it really local.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I just wasn't sure what I wanted to do, so my dad's like, either get a job or go to college, and that's what I ended up doing.
That's so awesome. So I always talk about Power Partners. So it is actually that time of the show where we're going to talk about the Power Partner segment. And so I just want to define what a Power Partner is. It's not a term I came up with. It's a commonly used term when it comes to networking and getting business and giving business and referring people out. So a lot of people think of, obviously, Power Partners as potential clients, but it's Power Prospects are potential clients. What's a great client for you? Who is the perfect client for you? Power Partners are people that you actually alluded to it earlier, people that you're referring to,
right?
Like a massage therapist, and people they can refer you. So I know massage therapist is one of your Power Partners. So let's talk about other Power Partners that you may have that people watching, if they know them, they might be able to help you out by introducing you to them.
I think definitely having OBGYN doctors that work with, moms, and then doulas. I don't know if you know what that is.
No.
They usually they work with pregnant moms as well.
Oh, okay.
And, lactation consultants, because there's definitely different challenges involved with that. I would say those are definitely something I've been looking for a little bit more lately.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of times they're also looking as well for someone that specializes in pregnancy. So that would be a Power Partner.
Yeah, and those are the people that you refer out and you get referrals from too.
Yeah.
That's great. Have you always operated like that? Even when you first opened your business, you always referred people out, or did it take some time to build some trust?
You mean as far as like knowing people?
Yeah.
I definitely reached out to a lot of people. I mean, I reached out to different foot doctors as soon as I started. There's different medical doctors. I even reached out to other chiropractors, and you kind of get to know them. And as over the years, as patients have said, hey, this is a really good office, I really liked it, and you kind of hear other things. Because I think when you refer to somebody, it is a reflection on you, even though you're not doing the work. I think, you know, you want to make sure that they're taken care of.
Absolutely.
So that definitely took some time to figure that out. And I think we're happy where we are with some of the referrals that we have. But we're just continue to look to, you know, look to see what else is out there always.
That's so great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as far as the coffee meetups, they always come to an end. So we're at that time where we got to end this coffee meetup.
Went by fast.
But before we go, it went by really fast. I think it's because the conversation just, I love having these conversations with you, and every time I talk to you, I learn way more about you that I thought I already knew you, but it's what's so great about these conversations that we have. But anybody out there that wants to get great service, somebody who actually believes in the community, somebody's going to do the right thing for his clients, whether it's his service or not, I would definitely, when you're looking for a chiropractor, look no further than Dr. Hector Martinez of Tri Modern Health. Your office is in Hoffman Estates. And how can they get a hold of you? And is there anything that they should be looking for when they call you?
So we have our phone number. I don't know if you want me to say it. In our website, 847-884-8488. So I know it's a weird number. And then trimodernhealth.com is our website. So that's how to find us. And then you guys could reach out to us through there as well. Lots of ways to reach our Facebook page. I mean, some of our people text us. I mean, it's nowadays everybody wants to contact you different ways. So
yeah, you'll take them in anyway.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Perfect. And anyone who wants to get a hold of me for business coaching when it comes to Always Be Connecting, if you want to be the live version of LinkedIn, I'll help you get there. Text or call me at 847-302-0690. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining this first episode of Always Be Connecting, presenting Real Talk with Raghu. It's a pleasure, man.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Good
Thank
times
you.
as always. Thanks.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys.